Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now in the heavyweight division, which we've been talking about a little bit of late, right? We know we ain't getting the big fight at the end of the year in the Saudis, that big tournament we was talking about with Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, and after that, the main event being Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury. We know the hurdles that's gonna come our way when you're talking about those fights. That's dream, wishful thinking, stuff like that. But hey, maybe it will happen. But at the end of the day, we know that these guys want to fight before. Everybody wants to have a fight before. You know, Alexander Usyk going to try to fight Daniel Dubois. Tyson Fury called me up. Him and Anthony Joshua in the rush to fight Agit Kabayal. They're in a race to fight him, right? But we also were hearing about Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte. And we heard that Eddie Hearn sent a contract. Dillian Whyte wasn't happy with the contract, said no. And then Eddie Hearn came out, said they're going to go another direction. Then Dillian Whyte said, hey, I'll accept the contract. Now we have another snag, right? Here's the latest news on the snag. This is a big snag, right? Beforehand, everybody knows, I don't really roll with Anthony Joshua or Dillian Whyte, as, sport figures, and I'm watching the sport of boxing. I'm checking them out, but they're not my favorites for reasons over the years. Everybody can't be your favorite anyway. But they're, top echelon heavyweight boxers who have given us good heavyweight fights and entertainment. So they're going to be respected in that aspect. Now, this snag, I think both of them are kind of right here. This is why it's going to be a huge snag. What has happened is Eddie Hearn has put a one-sided rematch clause in the contract. And y'all know who got the rematch. If Anthony Joshua were to lose to Dillian Whyte, then Dillian Whyte would have to give Anthony Joshua a rematch. Now, if Anthony Joshua wins, he shouldn't have to give. He shouldn't give Dillian Whyte a rematch. That's what's in the contract. Now, for us, this is going to be pro Anthony Joshua here, right? You're thinking, well, Anthony Joshua, I'm still a little bit more of, more renowned, more, prominent, right? I'm the A side here for just people that's in boxing. They call it the A side, right? In this equation, I'm supposed to have a little bit of benefits going my way, right? And I kind of agree with Anthony Joshua here. At the points of their careers right now, right, neither one of them has a super duper high profile in terms of, y'all top 5 in the heavyweight division. Everybody thinks you guys can beat everybody. But still, Anthony Joshua has a higher profile a little bit than Dillian Whyte right now. And at this point, I think Anthony Joshua should probably have a rematch clause in the contract. It's not really fair, never really, but then again, it is, depending on, especially when if you're undisputed champion or you're a long-reigning champion and somebody, you have a rematch clause, because I think that, you shouldn't be able to just somebody get a lucky punch and beat you, and then you're out of the equation after achieving so much. But in this case, Anthony Joshua just a little bit still above Dillian Whyte at this point in their career. So it's not really crazy and unfair so much that Anthony Joshua has a rematch. Now, if you're Dillian Whyte's point is this. It's also a pretty good point. It's like, listen, man, let's have a damn fight, one and off. The winner goes and get beat up Deontay Wilder, right? That's his point. And, hey, that's a damn good point, too. And I still think it's pretty awesome that he still wants to fight Deontay Wilder, seeing as though he was knocked out by uppercut with Tyson Fury, right? And, always, get, hurt. But see, Dillian Whyte is nuts. He still wants to fight Deontay Wilder. So his point is, let's just have a one-off, right? The winner goes into Saudi Arabia in December and fights Deontay Wilder. Can't really have too much against that. That's an argument right there. He's like, I'm sick of Eddie Hearn talking about all these other possibilities. I'm ready to fight. I just don't want this rematch clause, because if I beat him, I want to go fight Deontay Wilder. You can't really have nothing against that either. You see what I'm saying? That's why I consider it to be a big snag, because they both got a damn good point here, right? And when that's the case, when somebody's not just being outlandish, then you might have a little bit more problems in negotiations. So let's see what happens. I just kind of think this is going to be a snag right here. This is going to be a little bit of a problem. Cause I think Dillian, you know, he ain't asked much. He said, I'm taking a lot less money than I wanted, but I just want a one-off. Because if not, I'm going to have to be waiting a year rematching Anthony Joshua when I want to go to Saudi Arabia and get a big payday beating up Deontay Wilder. That's his point of view. Anthony Joshua was like, look, you know, I could possibly lose. You can get lucky and knock me out, and I want to be able to come back and knock you out again, right? So let's see what happens going forward. I'm just telling you guys, that's a big snag. Anthony Joshua, like I've been saying, him and Tyson Fury, I'm seeing them paying Agate Kabayal a whole lot of money, and that's what's going to really happen. But let's see what happens with this Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte scenario. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.